Irving finally spoke with the media for the first time this season, and not surprisingly, he had a lot to say. Months after saying the coaching in Brooklyn would be a collaborative effort, Kyrie praised new coach Steve Nash as, quote, amazing. The All-Star point guard also addressed the James Harden trade rumors, saying, quote, that part of our business is going to be what it is. James is a great player, and we wish him well. And finally, when asked about his Pons comment about the media and why he was avoiding reporters previously, Kyrie explained, quote, the focus is on what's going on here, and I wanted to make sure that was clear. No distractions, nothing about dispelling anything, nothing about going back and forth. Shannon, did you like his explanation?
Well, I don't listen to Kyrie anymore because I'm going to sit back one day and regret the minutes that I did spend listening to him, Skip. So I don't listen to Kyrie anymore, Skip. This is what he said. He said, it was really just about how I felt about the mistreatment of certain artists when we get to a certain platform of when we make decisions with our lives to have full control and ownership. We want to perform in a secure and protected space. Skip, what the hell is that?
What is that? Good question. Thank you.
Skip, the NBA is not trying to suppress you. The NBA says if you're healthy, the NFL, the MLB, if you're healthy, you got to talk to the media. Skip, that's it. Not that you got to go to Siberia, not that you got to go all over the place. And it's easy now, Skip, it's a Zoom call. They're not even in the locker room. You just get in front of your camera or a computer and you just talk. What was this? He wants to feel protected in a secure workspace. What? Somehow Kyrie thinks because he's gotten online and he's read some self-help books that now he's this intellect. Bro, play basketball. That's all you got to do. Just play basketball. And trust me, the Nets would trade you. If Kevin Durant signed off on it, they would trade you to Houston for James Harden. All they had to do is Kevin Durant gave the green light. Now, Skip, look. If he can't make it work with KD, I don't know where he can make it work. Because he's worn out his welcome in a lot of different places. In Boston, there's no, man, we got to keep Kyrie. Kyrie, please stay. They were glad to see him out the door. I just don't get this kid. No, bro, just do your job. I understand that you feel you've had this enlightening and you've gone overseas and you've researched and did all that. But, bro, you got to let this go, man. Because you sound more and more ridiculous as the time goes by. This is nothing. Bro, I just don't get it, Skip. Like I said, I've stopped listening to him for a minute because I know I'm going to sit back one day, hopefully in another 20 summers from now, and I'm going to like, man, that's time I'm never going to get back from listening to Kyrie and his bull jive.
Well said. So, on this subject, over the last week, I've heard from two longtime sources I've had in this league, two really smart men who both asked me in text, has Kyrie Irving lost it? As in lost touch with reality, as in gone over the edge into what you say is sort of delusions of grandeur? Look, he's always had high intellect. He's always been a deep thinker. But there are times you can think yourself into oblivion, and it feels like he's heading in that direction. He needs to be reeled back in. He's lost all touch with who he is and what he represents and what his responsibility is to the game that pays him, whatever it is, $40 million a year. As we talked the other day, he has a commitment to help promote the game instead of biting the hand that feeds him.
Correct.
That's what he does. He bites the hand. Now, here's the irony of this whole circumstance. For the very wrong reason, for the worst reason, for all these reasons that you just touched on, it's actually better for the team if he doesn't speak to the media because he always puts sneaker in mouth, right?
You might be right,
So it helps the team when he basically boycotts because then he doesn't put the team in harm's way. He doesn't put the unity of the team because what does he usually do? He did it last year, throws team under bus, right?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. When he doesn't talk, guess who has to answer questions for him?
I got it. No, I got it.
KD and LeVert and Dinwiddie and all the other guys. Well, why isn't Kyrie? And they said, well, he was healthy. Because if he's not healthy, Skip, we get it. You don't have to talk to the media. But everybody says, well, hey, he looks good to me. It looks like he's healthy. So he was basically just like, Skip, and Kyrie's done some good things. He's given $1.5 million to help with the WNBA.
Yep.
He's given to some worthy causes.
Agreed.
But I think sometimes he overthinks the situation.
He overthinks. But that statement that he made in his statement of I do not talk to pawns might be the all-time condescending, arrogant
Yes.
deal breaker of a statement, because as we talked about with you, you were great with the media, and it does help you in the long run because it buys you a little insurance. If you have a bad game, the media is a little more hesitant to pounce upon you. They give you some break because you've been really good, Shannon Sharp, to the media. You've been the voice of the team. You've been the go-to source for everybody. When things are at their bleakest and you need a statement on the Denver Broncos, you went to Shannon Sharp's locker because he was available and he was willing to talk about the good and the bad, right?
But Skip, what's the pawn? So
The pawns are just the lowly media, right? Who just get in your way. They ask you questions that are beneath your dignity to even answer. How dare you? I'm an artist. I need a protected space. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't need to stoop to have to listen to their questions and actually answer. Well, when you do stoop and answer, you always get yourself in more trouble than it's worth.
He's starting to remind me and sound like Kanye. This sounds like very Kanye West.
You know what? That's a great analogy, and I do agree. It's heading down that path. This is the Kanye path. So then he goes so far yesterday as to say, I didn't intend, I do not talk to pawns. I didn't intend that to be about any individual or any group of individuals. Well, yes, you did.
Yeah.
It was just strictly about.
So who else are you going to talk to?
I don't know. So you're walking that back, or you're trying. Then he tried to walk back his comment about Steve Nash, how they don't need a coach of this team. And he said, you know, Steve's been amazing. He kind of commands respect. Kind of commands? That's sort of damning with faint praise.
Yes.
I think I've got to take back my comments in terms of the head coach. And then he goes on to say, but we're also doing a great job of coaching each other to make us all better. I think he's still trying to say, but really we know more about it than Steve does, right? Because he might have played a long time ago. Well, all he did was win back-to-back.
Back-to-back MVPs.
Okay, got it. So then finally, Kyrie makes this statement. He says that he's talking about how he refers to him and Kevin Durant as 7-11. Now, Kevin's wearing 7, and he's wearing 11 since Boston. He wore 2 at Cleveland, obviously. But he says, 7-11, you better get to know us, get to know you. So you're calling yourself 7-11, which is like, I love 7-Elevens, but it's like a convenience store. And I don't know if you want to compare you and Kevin Durant to a convenience store.
Yeah. Who doesn't know Kevin Durant?
That's what I'm saying.
He's a two-time Finals MVP. He's a league MVP. He's arguably he's probably one of the top 5 most unstoppable players. He has an unstoppable shot. We know who KD is. Kyrie, we know you also.
Yes, we do know. So you better get to know 7-Eleven. We got it. I'm in awe already. And by the way, it didn't hurt. All this hubbub didn't hurt either one of them in their first preseason game, because Kyrie was really good in that game, and so was Kevin, right?
Yeah. If LeBron and AD says, y'all better get to know Tucker Horton. Taylor. THT.
Yeah.
Y'all better get to know him. Okay, now.
Hey, got it. LeBron called him special in a tweet.
I'm going to pay attention to this dude, because AD and LeBron say we need to get to know these dudes.
Got it. Another good analogy. I agree.
But you're talking about Kevin Durant, who's a, 12, 13-time All-Star. You're talking about a guy, and Kyrie's been a multiple-time All-Star, who's made big shots on big stages. And, well, we need to get to know you guys? Okay.
So then I wondered, why did Kevin choose to wear 7 at Nets?
Right.
And there's a Wall Street Journal article that said that he chose 7 because it represents in the Bible completion, because on the 7th day, God rested.
Correct.
So now I'm thinking, are you trying to say you're God's gift, or
so now he's
you're the ultimate creation?
This is it.
Like God made Kevin Durant and said, whew, I got to take a day off.
I was at OKC. I was at Golden State. Now I'm complete. I'm here.
Okay.
This is where I choose to be given. Hey.
Both of them are sometimes way out there. They're both anti-media. They both have bitten the hands that fed them.
Right.
My favorite Kevin Durant story of all time is at the All-Star game after the year he had been voted the MVP of the league. What an honor. And then that same group, most of them all voters, he says, you guys don't know bleep about basketball. You don't?
If I was Skip, I did not raise my hand like Kevin. I voted for you for the MVP. So
I take it back.
Are you saying I got it wrong?
Yeah, I got it wrong. I take it back. These two, what a pair. And yet Kyrie seems to be
Let's go.